guys, welcome to Firebrand. My name is Jareen. So if it's your first time here, I make faith videos and I like to share my testimonies, which is what I'm going to be doing today. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and subscribe so that you can see next time I post the video. But if you are coming back, welcome back. I appreciate you guys. I can't think of a better time to share this testimony than this year, 2020, like the craziest year. Be encouraged when you hear this. I was 21 years old and I was working as a waitress in a casino. So 1 year later, I get a promotion and they told me that I had to leave the casino and come work in the coffee shop of the hotel. I like that because the casino was kind of a rough place for a Christian person. It's not really the place you want to be. I mean, the way people are, they're always drunk and it's just rough in there. So I saw this as really God coming through for me. The managers were excited with my work. I really was working hard. I was working night shifts. I was working different shifts. Sometimes I get home at 2 a.m. and then by 9 a.m. I must be at work. It was rough, but I was a hard worker. And I believe that I deserved the promotion. So anyhow, there was the manager, which is the big boss, and then the manager of the coffee shop and the restaurant section. And then we had a supervisor. So the manager had to leave. And she had to do a leave of about 2 to 3 months. I can't remember. Now I was left with the big boss and the supervisor. So one day within these months, I get called in the office of the big manager and he says to me, sorry, we have to demote you. You have to go back to the casino. That very second, I was really shocked and I was like, I made up my mind immediately that I didn't want this. That if he had to demote me, I told him that I would rather quit. And he was like, okay, just go home and think about it. He really didn't want me to quit. So I was like, okay. I went home, but I knew that I wasn't going to say yes. So he called me back in the office and he's like, have you thought about it? I was like, yeah, I've decided I'm going to leave. So he's like, okay, that's fine. We said to see you leave. It's okay. So I didn't know what had happened, why they said this to me. But I came to find out, thank God. God is so faithful. He will not leave you in the dark. So it so happened that there was the chef who was my friend of the restaurant. He was like the main chef. And he told me why I was demoted. So basically, the supervisor was going out with the big boss. And the big boss was married. So she was going out with him to get favors. In fact, she became supervisor because of this. These were words that were told to me by the chef. Therefore, she thought I got quickly promoted because of the same reason. So she saw me as a competition. And I'm a child of God. I would never do that. So she went and told him that he had to do that. That's what happened. I didn't bother lamenting or anything like that because at this point I was like, I don't even want to go back to any job. My plans were I wanted to go to the next country, the nearby country, where there were just more opportunities. I didn't want to search for any other job. I thought I'm gonna stay home and make a plan and think of what to do next, the next move. But 2 weeks later, everybody was asking me like, why would you quit your job just like that? You have no plan. Why are you doing this? And I was so convinced, and I know that it was God. I knew that the Lord had given me so much peace about this decision that I had quit. And I was young. I was like, so the Lord had given me this peace. Now, my mom had just met this woman, made friends with this lady. One day, I'm coming home and I enter the gate and there's my mom and her friend sitting in her friend's car and they're just chit-chatting. And this friend owned a store, and this store was a brand that was a good quality brand. It wasn't like luxury store, but it was a good brand that was known. So this lady sees me and she's like, bring her to work in my store. And honestly, I did not want to go to work. I did not. I had my plans. I was thinking I need to figure out something. I don't want a 9-to-5 job that will take me nowhere, that will give me a salary I'm not even comfortable with, that I can't do anything with. So I was very uncomfortable with this. But I was respectful, and I thought I had no excuse to tell them no. It would look like I'm lazy. So I was like, okay, I will come. So I was hired right there, and that week I had to go do the interview and just start working. I didn't even do an interview. I just had to go and get familiar with the store and start working. I get to the job. First month, I'm doing well. That lady was never in the store. The owner of the store, she was never there. She would come every now and then because she had a bigger store. She had like a chain of stores. So we had a manager in the store, and he was there every day. And we also had a vice manager, supervisor. So the manager liked the way I was working, and he decided to train me to do the work he was working as vice manager. And mind you, there was already a vice manager, and she was older than me, and here I am, a 21-year-old. So he starts training me. He's like, "You good? I like the way you work. I mean, I've been training this lady for years and she just can't grasp it." So he says to me, basically, I'm going to replace that lady. This lady gets jealous, and she decides she's going to start taking from the cash till. She was no longer responsible. I took her place, basically. Mind you, initially I was given the job as a sales assistant. Basically, I was just going to be on the ground helping people fit in their clothes. But here I am 1 month later, and I'm being trained to be vice manager, basically. She was not happy. She decided to be taking cash from the till so that it would look like me and the manager are stealing. So 3 months later, here I am. They tell me, Doreen, the big manager tells me, "I'm sorry, but your time has expired. You were on probation." I was offended, but at the same time I was like, whatever. I didn't even care about this job. I didn't really want to come to this job. You see, I was right. In my mind, I was thinking that, you see, I was right. I shouldn't even have come to this job. But I was left because I had already taken this new rhythm, so I was kind of left financially uncomfortable. I had stuff to pay, and I'm not one person that will be asking and borrowing and stuff, and I don't even know where I'm gonna pay you from. But I had this stuff that I had to pay, and I was still living with my parents, but I've never really asked my mom that money. My mom has 7 children and she's working. I've probably asked her once or twice for cash since I was a child, because I felt like she had so much responsibility and she was already giving too much, and she was the main breadwinner in my family. So I thought I just didn't like asking her for cash. Anyhow, I'm there and I'm stuck and I'm praying and I'm asking God. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I need help. When I have a problem, people, I know how to take it to God. If I can't do anything about it, I'm telling you, heaven will hear me. I was praying, come through. I need you. Help me. Lo and behold, my former job that month decided they were going to put a full salary in my bank account. I was shocked. Just imagine you're desperate for money and you don't know where it's gonna come from, and bam, you receive a text message that you've just received this full salary from your previous job. At first I was like, oh my God, they're gonna come after me and tell me put it back. But nobody came after me. So that chef remained my friend. One time he came and said to me, "You received a free salary, didn't you?" So I was like, yeah, and I didn't ask any questions. I was like, yeah, I didn't know what to do about it, but deep down I was like, I know God has provided. I didn't go and ask them because I knew that I had been praying, and I just grabbed it as my miracle. So God came through and I received double salary that month from the current job I was working and from the previous job I was working, even though months had passed. Whatever you're going through right now, just know that you can call on God and He will answer you. Do you know what? Sometimes we think that when we pray once, God has heard me and he will answer me. And then when stuff is not happening, we start getting offended with God. But remember the story that Jesus spoke, the persistent widow. This is Jesus, and he's teaching us one secret of prayer. There are many prayer secrets, I can tell you. And I'm calling them prayer secrets. They're not really secrets, but I'm calling them prayer secrets because these are things that Jesus taught that we need to put into practice. Jesus himself used to go at 4 a.m. and pray in the mountain. Jesus used to spend time in the lonely place praying. Jesus used to pray fervently. Sometimes he was weeping. We see him weeping in the Garden of Gethsemane in despair. Jesus teaches us about the persistent widow. That's one way of praying. Be persistent. If you see that you have a stubborn situation, you gotta be persistent. Encourage yourself in the Lord. We cannot please God without faith. So your faith counts. Continue to seek him because God is faithful. Sometimes he will allow this to prolong because he wants you to actually spend more time with him as you are seeking him. So don't worry because he will come through. Just seek God and keep on praying. Don't give up. Read the story of the persistent widow. That story will keep you encouraged and you will know that God will come through no matter what. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, to subscribe and leave me a comment. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.